I have 5 things, only 5 simple things that you as an eBay seller can do better in 2021. So without any further ado, let's go. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this link to watch this video. For those of you who have never watched my videos, I'm an eBay reseller, almost exclusively eBay. I do some Amazon as well and some Poshmark, but we mainly talk about eBay on this channel. And I've been selling since really 2002 off and on, but became a full-time seller at the beginning of 2019. And I'm pretty much sharing my journey, reporting things that I need to share with you guys to help other eBay sellers. And hopefully you'll come along for the ride. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to know more about upcoming stuff like what we're going to talk about right now, hit that notification bell icon so you can be notified. So 5 things I want to discuss with you that you can start doing in 2021, which is coming up here. You could do better, and if you're not doing them at all, you certainly need to start. And the first number 1 thing I want to talk to you about is improving your listings. Okay, I look at a lot of stores. I do a lot of research to improve my own store, see what other sellers are doing, how their sales are going. And you can simply do that by, clicking on that user's name, going to their store, checking out their solds, and I do that quite constantly. And what I notice when I'm looking at a lot of these listings is that the photos are left to be desired. And we're talking about stores that have, over 1,000 plus listings. And while, it's good to get quantity up in your store, and that's fine and all, but if your photos just aren't up to par, that customer doesn't know how many items you have in your store. They're going to continue and click on to the next item, the one that catches their eye. And so photos are very important, and it's imperative that you improve your photos. And we're talking a clear background. You may not have a fancy lighting setup, which really won't cost you more than $100 to set up, really. But even if that's, maybe you don't have room for a lighting setup, maybe you just don't have the money for a lighting setup, you can use natural light. That works well. You can take photos on your coffee table with adequate light. And what I use is a website called remove.bg, and it does not require you to click on anything. You simply upload the photo that you're going to use, crop it out first, upload the photo you're going to use, and it gives you a preview of what that photo will look like. You simply right click, save it to a file on your PC, and do that for all the photos you're going to use. 9 times out of 10, you don't have to click anything in the photo. It automatically wipes out the background. So all it does is focus, gives you a good focus on the item that you're going to sell. And I use it all the time religiously. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, it works great. And even on that 10th time, it gives you an option to go in and edit and take out some of the spots where it wasn't able to pull out the background. So remove.bg, you don't have to pay for the premium service. You can just use the preview, and it'll give you, I believe, just the bare minimum size photo that'll fit nicely into an eBay listing. Additionally, guys, focus on your titles. Okay, that customer is going to do a search for your item, and if you have the key components of that title near the middle to the end of that title, it's no good. You got to put the name brand. If it's a name brand, you want to put that first. If it's not a name brand, don't even mention the brand, because people aren't looking for that off-brand item. If it's a name brand item, you better believe they're looking for that name brand item. We want to know what it is. So exactly what is your item? You need to put that next. You then need to put the model number, followed by any attributes of that item that you feel are important. Many sellers leave the back part of the title blank, of like 20 plus characters blank. Use all of your real estate. Go in, do some research on your item. If you're not familiar with your item, put some benefits. Like if you're selling a light, put how many lumens are in that light. Put anything you can to add to that existing title, any features of that light, and use up all your title space. So that's the number one improvement, and that's probably the most important improvement for you in 2021. I listed it first, spent more time on that first, because between your photos and your title, that's going to get you a long way, regardless the size of your store. If you just do a few items a week, or if you do a few hundred items a week or more, you need to focus more on those things. The second thing that we should improve on as sellers is really our communication. A good example of that is the situation that a lot of us who are selling November, December are dealing with right now, with the USPS delays and customers not receiving our packages. And if we can improve on one thing, just from some of the stories that I get from you guys, I get a sense that there's a lack of communication. And communicating with your buyer is so essential. It will save you from a headache. It'll save you from an unnecessary return. It'll save you from unnecessary negative feedbacks, which don't mean that much, but still, nobody wants to open up their feedback and see a negative feedback. You don't as a seller, and your potential customer in the future doesn't want to see that either. So communicate. As soon as they reach out to you with a question, get on it. Okay, whether they're asking about your item, whether they're asking you about an item that they've received from you, you need to get on that return. Keep that eBay app on your mobile phone. That way, if you're out and about, if it pops up, unless you're driving or doing something super important, take a moment to reply to that customer. At least let them know, acknowledge them. I think a lot of customers get impatient and they move on to the next step and start escalating things when they don't hear back from a seller, within hours. So immediate acknowledgement will go a long way to kind of keeping them at bay and keeping that line of communication open. Even if they send you a message like thank you, send one back that says you're welcome. It doesn't take a lot of energy. It doesn't take a lot of time. And a lot of people are very apprehensive with dealing with other customers. But once you get the hang of it and you understand that all the customer wants is some kind of feedback or some kind of an answer, that's what you should be doing as a seller, and it's going to save you a lot of headaches in this business. Number 3, source better. And when I say source better, some of you do yard sales, some of you guys go and do clearance items, some of you guys do what I do, which are liquidation pallets, or just maybe you have a distributor who are selling you and sending you brand new items that are in pallet form, replenishables, things of that nature, consignment. There's all types of ways to sell on eBay. The number one thing you need to improve on in this business is your sourcing, and not necessarily what you're sourcing. I mean, a lot of you like clothing out there. We do have an account that sells clothing, but I got to tell you, it's saturated. So you have to consider those things before you go out and buy and spend a lot of money on merchandise. How much are you spending on your items that you're reselling? Simply put, I have a 40 by 40 method I've mentioned in previous videos. It works pretty much in anything that you're going to buy. Whether you're buying one item to resell or whether you're buying a whole pallet like I do, simply take the 40 by 40 method. What is the 40 by 40 method? Well, simply this. You go in, you find an item. Let's say you're dealing with an item that has an MSRP, and a lot of you guys have already told me many times, MSRP doesn't mean anything, and you're right. It doesn't mean anything, except it gives you an idea of an item's worth in brand new condition. So let's just say for a second you're buying this item. It's brand new. It's still in the factory shrink wrap. And you pull it up and you find out that Walmart's selling one for $100, Amazon's selling the same thing for $100, and it's on sale at this particular location, and you're wanting to know if it's worth buying to resell. So my 40-40 method is simple. You want to take the MSRP of the item, you want to multiply that by 0.4. Now, that represents the very minimum you should make on that item. Okay, we're talking after eBay fees, after your shipping, you should be aiming to make at least $40 on that $100 MSRP item. Now, a lot of brand new items that sell at Walmart MSRP for $100 sell like for $80 on eBay. So you want to shoot for at least 40% of MSRP. So that is $40. Okay, you take that $40 and you multiply that once again by 0.4. Okay, and so in this case that's $16. You should not be into that item for any more than $16. And if you are, that's like roughly 16%. And if you are, it shouldn't be much more than that. I try to err on the side of anywhere between 10% MSRP and 20% MSRP is where I want to be into that item for. And thankfully, by buying liquidation, I'm able to find a lot of great deals that get me, 10 cents on the dollar. Those are really few and far between. You really have to do your homework, but sourcing is where you make your money in this game. You got a lot of people that say, well, no, listings where you make your money. No, really it's not. Because if I buy an item for $10, you're buying that same item for $20, I'm going to have an easier time selling that because I have more room to come down in my price on a slower moving item. So just consider that. Improve your sourcing in 2021. My number 4 tip for improving your eBay selling experience in 2021 is improve your process. Okay, this is something we should be striving to work on a daily basis. You come across something that takes a little bit more time than you'd like, find a way to improve that. An example of that would be your storage process. There's a lot of videos out there of different eBay sellers who have a storage or an inventory system that they use, and it saves them a lot of time. Nothing is worse than you're shipping a bunch of items and you've spent 15 to 20 minutes looking for an item, thinking, oh my God, I may have to tell this buyer that I don't have the item, I can't find the item. And that's no good. Nobody likes that. It's a bad buying experience, and it creates a lot of unnecessary anxiety that you don't need. And I've come across that many times as a seller, and I can tell you that an inventory system is a great way to go. Look into that on some other YouTube videos. I will be discussing the one that we're creating right now. My wife has a dedicated room that she's setting up for a lot of the clothing items that we're selling, and I'm going to show you that here in a future video. But improve your process. It doesn't even have to be that. It could be, are you taking multiple photos of, let's say you have a lot of 100 items that you need to list. Is it faster for you to go in and photo and maybe test all those items, inspect all those items, and then go to list them? Or are you currently just taking one item, taking a photo, taking measurements or whatever you have to do, and then listing the item, and then coming back to your photo area and taking the next photo, which is not as efficient? So look for efficiencies and ways that you can improve. This is going to take you looking back over 2020 and really looking at your own processes and having that discussion with yourself as to how can I improve upon 2020. This is the time to do it, right at the end of the year, so we can get started with our processes 2021. I myself, I need to do a better job of accounting. I seem to do it in batches, and it creates a lot of work and anxiety for me. And so I need to kind of do this on a daily basis and, take a 30 to 45 minute period at the end of my day and account for what I've done on a daily basis instead of on a monthly basis. And it's going to save me a lot of time. But that's just looking back and looking at the inefficiencies. And the more things you fix, the better your business and the stronger your business is going to be on this platform. Now, the fifth and final one I want to talk to you about is list as often as you can. Now, if you can list 7 days a week, by all means, list 7 days a week. But that's not realistic. eBay's algorithm wants activity when you're selling on eBay. So it's better to list 2 items a day over a 6-day period for 12 items than to, Monday morning you're fired up and you're going to list 12 items. Actually, let's say you list 20 items and you do nothing more until the following Monday where you list 20 more items. eBay rewards activity. Even if, I'm going to take this day off, maybe you can hold back, put an item that you save. Maybe you create a listing that you save as a template or you save for later. And, you get up, you go to your computer, you list that item, and you're done for the day. eBay sees that you've actually had some activity, and then you go off and go spend time with the family or friends or whatever you plan on doing that day. Also, you can go in and do a bulk edit on your listings to show activity. It's a good idea to maybe do that when you're in a pinch. Like for me, I am traveling tomorrow to visit family in California, and we're going to be gone for a few days. We have people watching the house while we're gone, but no one's watching my eBay account. So I need to be mindful of that. And so some of those things that I told you to do, I'm going to be doing as well, so that eBay at least thinks that I'm on top of it and I'm still being active with my account. So guys, what do you think? I'm sure that I've missed quite a few. If you have any to add, please leave them down below. And do me a favor. While you're leaving your comments, please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, I think about 75 to 80% of you right now who are watching this video have not subscribed to my channel. And please do so. I'm coming out with better videos in 2021. We're going to cover better content. I'm always looking to improve, not only on the eBay side of things, but also on the YouTube side of things. This is my first year doing it. We have almost 4,000 subscribers. I want to thank every one of you who have already subscribed, but there's at least another 40 or 50,000 people out there who are watching these videos who have not subscribed. And please hit that subscribe button. And if you like the content, if you find this content at least a little bit useful, please hit that notification bell icon so that you can be notified whenever I make another video. Guys, I know it's the holiday season. I want to wish you guys a very Merry Christmas. I will be coming out with the video on Monday. But take this time to spend time with your family, take time to spend time with your friends, just enjoy the time off. It's been a very busy November and December for many of us sellers. And while the job's not done, you still have customers who have packages who have not yet received those packages. Keep working, keep listing, keep doing the best you can with your eBay business. And guys, just know one thing, that flipping ain't easy. And we'll talk to you again soon.